Garage doors come in a lot of materials: aluminum, wood, steel, fiberglass. Whether you want to know what you have or what you should buy, today we're going to find out the pros and cons. Welcome to the Garage Authority Podcast, powered by A1. I'm your host, Jonathan Phillips, and today we have a very special guest, the strongest garage door technician and probably the world, a very close friend of mine. Not only has he been doing this for 16 years, but he's so passionate about this job that he actually started this career wheelchair bound. The one and only Erich Strache. How are we doing, brother?
Pretty good, brother.
Dude,
how you doing?
Thank you for coming on. Look at those bear paws. You're just goodness. Dude, so I wanted to bring you on today because we're getting into garage door materials. Okay. And what I mean by that is, you and I know, but we can go vinyl, we can go steel back, we can go polystyrene, polyurethane, but not only that, is it going to actually be steel? Is it going to be aluminum? Is it going to be the super awesome fiberglass that we love to tear out every once in a while? You know, and I wanted to bring you on because you've been doing this, like I said, for 16 years, which means you were doing this when I was just getting my driver's license. Take a jab at you.
Make me feel old, yeah.
But also you were a trainer with me in the training center, and now you're doing parts and honestly kind of coaching guys, because sometimes they call in and they think they need this part, and you're just like, no.
Especially some of the technicians that I train, they're like, oh man, I miss getting that help from Erich. So they'll call in, like, especially if they are trying to order a part, and they're like, hey, what will work better in this situation? I'm like, so it's definitely a blessing being able to help these guys along with product recognition or product purchasing or anything like that.
And that's exactly why I brought you on, because you've done everything, and now if you want to talk to anybody that knows about parts, it's this guy right here. So one thing that garage door people, every garage door technician that I know, they know that there's certain times when you should use a pan door. They know there's certain times you should use a steel back. But I would say almost across the board, people don't really like vinyl back. So do you think, what's the appeal of it, or is there a reason in your opinion?
You're still getting that R factor at a more of a budget friendly. So you're still going to end up being able to meet the customer's need at that pan door-ish price.
Right.
Which gives you a little bit more versatility in your sales process. It gives you that middle ground,
right,
to kind of play around with. So, it's not necessarily a bad thing. A lot of guys in our industry kind of steer clear of them because, it's styrofoam.
Yeah.
So it's not the highest, A lot of guys tend to go for, shoot for the moon, and then we find out that, the customer doesn't want that at all. So it kind of just gives us one of those options to play around with. It's not necessarily the most nicest thing to play with,
Right.
When it comes to running a door, you do get the squeak from the styrofoam. It really just boils down to how is that door installed.
Yeah.
How that door is maintained.
100%.
How well that customer takes care of the door.
That's true.
When they run into the door, obviously it's going to make that door squeak and creak and do all that a lot worse. So it really just boils down to what the customer's price point is, what options we have available at our disposal to help that customer get a new door, right, or what they're looking for.
Now, if you were going to give proper expectations, the proper expectations for a client, if they're just like vinyl back, it's obviously in that budget-friendly area with a little bit of R value. If you were going to be completely transparent and give the expectations of what that client's going to run into with that door, what would you tell them?
Just be honest with them.
Yeah.
You're looking at a pan door, which has zero insulation whatsoever. We all know this. You're here, for instance, in Arizona, a pan door, it gets hot.
Yeah.
If you're looking for the highest R value, of course you're going to want to go with a polyurethane insulated steel back door. But if you're looking for just something to kind of help keep the car a little bit cooler in the garage during the summer, you know, it's not a bad idea.
Right.
Just something's better than nothing, you know.
Right.
Once again, it just really falls into meeting that customer's expectations and working with them on getting that price point.
Right. So outside of vinyl, we still like have steel. Like how durable and what reasons do you think that people should go with an aluminum door? Like benefits, pros, and cons.
Aluminum, I would say in the last, 15-ish years, aluminum has become a lot more popular for the sheer fact that with aluminum, the difference between aluminum and steel is steel's a lot of times stamped, whereas aluminum, you get a little bit more manufactured look.
Okay.
So you're more versatile. It's a lighter door, but the price point goes up because they're able to design it a little more so than just a standard stamp.
Right.
Kind of give you for instance, like a full view door. Where
the all glass.
The all glass. Yeah. And those have the aluminum styles. If you're looking to go with the contemporary modern look, aluminum is perfectly fine. Just because it is a more versatile material that you're using. Whereas like a steel or wood door, you're kind of more limited in the designs of which you can go with.
How much would I have to pay you to go uninstall a old fiberglass door from 1970?
To be honest with you, I'd probably do it for free. Yeah. It's actually kind of nostalgic to see those out in the field these days. It throws you through a loop if you're trying to worwork on them because you get so used to like the steel doors, the wood doors, and because those doors are few and far between nowadays. You just get thrown through a loop. A lot of guys don't even carry springs for those types of doors anymore just because they were so small.
Yeah, so small and light.
That it just throws it out. But I've come across doors where it's like, oh, this is going to be a super light door, and it came out to 320 pounds. I'm like, how the heck does that happen? No insulation factor whatsoever with those things. No, it's like putting up a sheet in front of your garage.
I didn't know. Before I got into garage doors, like I wasn't a handy guy. I learned that in garage doors, and I came across it was a one-piece door, so a kick out, but it was ribbed, and I didn't understand why. And from the outside, it kind of had that like yellowish cream, like faded from the sun, and I'm like, what is that? And I open it up and I go from the inside, and then you can see all the fibers, and you can almost see through the door. And then I call my boss, and I was like, do you know what this door is? I think it's made out of paper mache. Like, I don't. And he's like, you're dumb.
The first time I came across one, it was probably like 6 months in the field. Seems like forever ago, but 6 months in the field, and I'm like, did he make a garage door out of Bondo or something like that? Just something weird. Or like, was this a DIY project with those like roofing sheets?
Yeah.
And I had no idea what the heck I was looking at.
Yeah.
And through time, that's the beauty of it with this industry. You build on it and you're like, I would love to just walk up to one of those and just kick it out of the garage if I were replacing it, just for nostalgic purposes.
It's just disintegrate in your hands, and then I'm itchy for the rest of the day. I'm like, all right, it was time.
Itchy.
So how do these? So we've talked about vinyl, aluminum, fiberglass. Don't really do it anymore. There might be one off somewhere. How do these compare to steel and wood doors?
Once again, like I said previously, you can actually manufacture them a little bit differently. Like you can customize them a lot more. Whereas wood, you're kind of limited to, that flat panel look. You can build it up to make it more three-dimensional, but it all really just boils down to meeting that customer's need, what they're looking for, if they're going for that modern contemporary or if they're going for an old barn style look. Steel back doors with like the vinyl overlay or wood doors in general. Wood doors, to be honest with you, the solid wood doors aren't really in the picture anymore. They're kind of an obsolete system, but
it's really for clients that are specific to a look for the aesthetic.
But you know, the reality is wood is a pretty good insulator. So there is some good methodology behind that. People who do like the steel back door or a vinyl back door with a wood overlay, they are getting that higher R value just for having that wood overlay. However,
cost
is ridiculous because I've seen how those are made, and they're literally installing each panel one by one, cutting it.
It's a craftsmanship.
It's a door. You got to have a carpenter to build that door. Maintenance, I know here in Arizona, maintenance is ridiculous on wood doors. So having the aluminum, having a steel door is just more beneficial because it's less maintenance for the customer down the road.
Right. So you were kind of alluded to when you were talking about wood doors out here in Arizona. You know, you got to reseal those things like yearly. They're heavy, so then it goes to a lot more maintenance on the moving parts. What would you say to a client that's like, hey, I have a house in California, I have a house in the Midwest, and I have the house all the way up in the Northeast? Is there a difference between door options as far as the material that you would recommend? Regionally speaking, there are situations where, you know, like if I were living in California on the coast, I would probably go with an aluminum style door just because aluminum doesn't rust due to the salt air. Right.
With aluminum, a lot of the doors are coming powder coated, so they have that extra layer of protection. If you were to go like Northeast, I would avoid a wood door at all costs because the snow waterlogs that door. You're changing out springs constantly. It's just ridiculous. You know, you're going to be calling a company out every year to work on your door because something broke.
A company like A1 that has a membership program?
Sure.
Plugged it.
Steel, you can't really go wrong. You do have to be, mindful of steel doors. Doesn't matter anywhere. If you're getting water touching any type of door, there's metal on that door.
Right.
If that metal is in contact with the water, you are going to rust out.
That's why seal's important. The bottom rubber, the storm shield, weather stripping around the sides, all this is so important. Now, we've already kind of gotten to like cost compares, right? You know, you go up in insulation, costs go up. You know, if you're starting at just steel, going a step up in aluminum, and then, wood doors that are custom crafted by carpenters and specialists. But if you could have any house anywhere in the world, what type of door would you put on that house?
Depends on what my wife wanted.
That is the correct answer. That is the correct answer.
Like, for instance, being a garage door guy, everybody thinks that, like, oh, you got the nicest door, yeah, there are garage door guys. I got a pan door.
Yeah.
I do want a nice insulated door. It really just depends on your needs. Like me, if I had my dream house, it would be something ridiculous. Like if I had the money to do it, heck yeah, I'd go all out on a good garage door just because I spend a lot of time in my garage.
Right.
It all depends on what the application is.
I've noticed that in the garage door industry, and I think I know why, is a lot of us garage door guys, like, I just happened, work at A1, smoking deal, cool, got a good garage door. Most garage door guys that I know have a pan door or a garage, and when you're a garage door guy and you go over to another garage door guy's house, you're like, all right, let's see what you got. And it's always a LiftMaster that's from like 1990 in a pan door. And I found out why. It's because if anything goes wrong, they're like, I can fix it right now. So I'm gonna
When I moved into my house, the door was already there, obviously, and it had a crack in it.
Mm-hmm.
I made sure the crack was good. You know, it was one of those things when I was doing the walkthrough, I was like, dang.
Yeah, got some work to
I
do.
had a LiftMaster chain drive in there from 2000. It was it was worked like a 1/3, contractor grade motor, and I'm like, all right, that's getting changed out for sure.
Yeah.
But the door, I can work with this for a little while.
Yeah, for a little bit.
You get to the point where you're working on doors every day on your time off.
Yeah.
I think that goes. Want to touch
I think
door.
that goes
I
for
think
any
electricians. Do
yeah.
the same thing.
I don't think plumbers can get away with it. If there's a leak, you kind of got to take care of that. But the rest of us, we can live just fine. But dude, I want to thank you so much for coming on. We have a vinyl. We've gone over aluminum, steel, wood, climates, the costs of them. Also, the dream house where it's not your option, it's your wife's option.
Ultimately, the wife's option, yeah.
So as far as door materials, do you feel like there's anything we didn't cover, or like a last message to any of the listeners?
Just listen to the needs of your customers. You know, if you're a home owner, it's really up to you. Like, what is the use of that door?
Yeah.
What are you going to be doing in that garage? That's going to dictate your price point. You know, as trained professionals, it is imperative that in our industry we know the products and what they're capable of, and being able to cater that to the customer, either regionally or just price point. It really just boils down to getting the customer or the homeowner, even as a homeowner, getting what you want that's going to work best for you.
Dude, thank you so much for
no
coming
problem.
on. Appreciate you.